From the moment we first open our eyes, the soul within us reaches outward, not only for the warmth of comfort or the embrace of love, but for understanding in every breath, in every step, in every sound and sight. The human being hungers not merely to exist, but to know, to grasp the deeper meaning behind all that is. The ancient Greeks knew this truth well, and Aristotle expressed it with clarity. All men by nature desire to know this longing. This thirst for knowledge is not some optional luxury. It is the flame that defines us, that shapes the human spirit. It is not something we learn from society. It is something society was built upon. This drive to understand a question, to seek meaning, is the foundation of all progress, of all wisdom, of all soul growth. Think of a child and how they look at the world. Every object, every movement, every face is a mystery waiting to be unraveled. Why is the sky blue? What makes the stars shine? Why do people laugh? Why do they cry? These are not idle curiosities. These are sacred flames of wonder, burning in every young heart, and if nurtured well, that fire never goes out, but along the journey of life. Many forget they become dulled by routine, seduced by comfort, discouraged by difficulty, and somewhere along the way, the desire to know becomes buried under the weight of obligation, fear, or pride. Yet even in the deepest stillness, that flame remains waiting to be rekindled, and that is where the spiritual power of knowledge lies. It is not only about learning facts or mastering skills. It is about rediscovering your soul's alignment with truth. The desire to know is sacred because it is a form of love, a love for life, a love for truth, a love for awakening. When you seek to understand, you are in dialogue with the universe itself. You are saying, I wish to meet the world, not just survive it, not just pass through it, but to meet it with reverence and awe. You are saying, I want to see the design beneath the chaos. I want to walk in wisdom, not blindness. It is not just philosophers or scientists who follow this path. The baker, who wants to master the perfect loaf, the parent who wants to understand their child's tears, the traveler who seeks to know the history beneath a ruin. All of them are expressing this divine desire to know, and through that knowing, they become more alive. The opposite of knowledge is not ignorance. It is apathy. It is the closed heart, the unexamined life. The soul that says, I am done seeking, done learning, done growing. That is where decay begins. And so, the path of knowledge is not merely academic. It is a form of worship when you pursue understanding. You are honoring your very nature. You are becoming what you were born to be. Socrates told us that the unexamined life is not worth living, and those words are not meant to shame, but to awaken. You were not born to wander in the dark or to follow blindly. You were born to explore, to test, to wrestle with questions that pierce your heart. What is justice? What is love? What is worth dying for? What makes a life noble? These questions may not have simple answers, but the act of asking them refines the soul. Each time you ask why, each time you refuse to settle for easy answers, you sharpen your awareness. You deepen your presence. You become more than just a body passing through time. You become a vessel for clarity, for wisdom, for transformation. This is not the path of arrogance. It is the path of humility, for true knowledge begins in admitting how much you do not know and how much you still wish to understand. This desire to know connects all people across time and space. The ancient seeker and the modern student, the monk in his cell and the worker in his shop, all are touched by this same spark. And it does not matter whether you read sacred texts or study mathematics or watch the flight of birds. What matters is the spirit with which you look. If you look with wonder, if you look with hunger, if you look with love, then you are walking the sacred path. This is not about proving yourself to others. It is not about amassing information or chasing status. It is about becoming inwardly rich, filled with insight, grounded in understanding, open to new visions. You are not meant to grow stagnant. You are not meant to be a copy of others. Your mind, your soul, your inner compass. We're made to explore the deeper currents of existence, and each day you awaken. You are offered the invitation to continue the journey. And what of failure and confusion? What of those moments when the answers evade you, when everything you thought you knew crumbles? Do not fear those moments. They are not the end, they are the beginning. Every great breakthrough in life comes after the breaking of old beliefs. It is the death of illusion that gives birth to real wisdom. Do not fear the darkness, for it is often in the dark that the eyes of the soul begin to see when you feel lost, when life becomes heavy, when nothing makes sense. Let your first question be, not how do I escape, but what is this here to teach me? What is life asking me to understand? Now, and when you do that, when you open your heart even to the pain, even to the mystery, you transform suffering into insight. You turn the ashes into a torch. You were not made to be indifferent. You were made to be a learner, a seeker, a discoverer of deeper truths. And in every moment you have that choice, to numb yourself or to awaken, to passively drift or to courageously seek, to close your eyes, or to open them wide, and see not only the world, but your place within it. This is your calling, not just to know things, but to know yourself, to know your values, to know your purpose, to know the divine principles that hold the universe together. For the desire to know is ultimately the desire to align with reality. And when you align with reality, with truth, with wisdom, you become unshakable. No storm can destroy you, because you have built your foundation on understanding, not illusion. This is the way of strength, not brute strength, but inner strength. The strength that comes from clarity, from self-awareness, from depth of vision. When you live in truth, you walk with power, not the power of control, but the power of presence. And that presence inspires others to awaken their own sacred curiosity, their own inner flame. You do not need to know everything. You do not need to have all the answers. You only need to keep asking, keep seeking, keep growing. Let each day be a new chapter in your journey. Let each challenge be a new teacher. Let each moment be a new revelation. And you will find that life becomes not a burden, but a blessing. Not a riddle, but a revelation. The ancient Greeks gave us this sacred key. All men by nature desire to know. Remember those words and return to them whenever you feel numb or aimless or lost. For in them lies the truth of your soul. You are a seeker, and the path of knowledge is the path home. Let the flame of curiosity burn brightly within you. Let it light your way through the darkness. Let it warm your spirit in the cold. Let it inspire you to reach higher, to dig deeper, to live fuller. Because in the end, the ones who know are not those who have all the answers, but those who have never stopped asking. All men by nature desire to know. So embrace that nature, feed that flame, and let your life become a testament to the power of wonder, the beauty of seeking, the glory of awakening, the end.
If you felt inspired by our journey through the Hellenic horizons, give a thumbs up, subscribe, and share your thoughts below.